Another good morning to you, television family. We're back at it on this Tuesday, 18th day of February, 2025. I'm Dan Kuntz. Hope you had a good day off yesterday. If in fact you did, we did not, but we got a lot done. It was a busy day around the newsroom. If you were anywhere near the intersection of Orondo and Chelan, you know what I'm talking about, plus other places as well. Quite a bit of demonstrating going on yesterday. That'll be our top news story. Lots to talk about today as far as weather is concerned. Pretty quiet. Today is going to be just like it was yesterday. Going to be fairly cloudy, a couple of sun breaks maybe, upper 30s, and then we have a winter weather advisory. It begins at 10 o'clock tonight, goes until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, that 12-hour window where we're going to see 2 to maybe 3 inches of snow here in the Wenatchee Valley. Most of it will be coming down between about 4 a.m. till about 9 a.m. or so. Tomorrow, then it'll be gone. It'll be melting. In fact, snow melt's going to be a significant concern by the end of the week because we're going to be pushing 50 degrees. We only hit, what did we hit yesterday? 37 yesterday. You can make it 15 consecutive days now with our daily high temperature not getting to normal, oftentimes well below normal. We're going to start flipping that script a little bit. Thursday, we could actually break that streak. We're going to see temperatures in the 40s on Thursday, and keep in mind we're now closer to March than we were to the beginning of February, and the days are getting longer, 10 hours and 30 minutes of daylight today, and with the sunrise right now, 7 o'clock sunrise in the Wenatchee Valley. So days are getting longer. We're going to warm up. We're going to be pretty wet. We have a couple of slides to show for you here in just a couple of minutes from the National Weather Service. As I mentioned before, quite a bit of news to get to. Sports, yeah, guess that's what we do around here. We'll have the obscure holidays, some celebrity birthdays, today in history, an opinion from my Mad Dog Mignotti, and every Tuesday during hockey season, Austin Andrade drops by to talk about Wenatchee Wild hockey. Yeah, if you follow the hockey and you follow the Wenatchee Wild hockey team specifically, we've had a pretty rough stretch of hockey. We've lost 6 in a row. We played 3 consecutive overtime games. We get a point. If you make it into overtime, of course, you get a point. But we're not winning the overtime games. We're not winning any games lately. Anyway, Austin Andrade will be joining me in the back half of the program. 2 slides to show for you. There's still some lingering snow in some pockets in our viewing area. Most of it is in the pass area. Stevens Pass is still going to get maybe 2 inches of snow by the close of the morning today, but till about noon today. Some light snow in pockets. Blewett's not going to get any. I-90 maybe an inch of snow. Again, most of the snow, and they've been getting quite a bit of snow in the Idaho Panhandle in western Montana and down in the Boise area. They still have some snow to deal with from the most recent system that's actually came in, of course, over the weekend. It's taking its sweet time leaving is what it's doing. It'll be gone, Johnson, by this time tomorrow, replaced by another system that we'll talk about in just a little bit. This is an updated slide from what we showed you yesterday. It may look the same, but it's actually not. And we are in for some pretty mild and pretty wet weather for next week. This takes us for the last full week in February. We're going to transition into a warm and wet weather pattern by next weekend and into the early part of next week. Basically into this weekend is when it really starts. Snow levels are going to go sky high, significant snow melt in many locations around our viewing area as we finally transition from what's been a very cold February to a mild end to the month. But it has been very chilly. That is going, and very dry really for the most part. We're behind where we should be snowfall, but not rain, because we had a lot of rain in the early part of winter. But get ready for more rain by the time we get to next week. All right, from the National Weather Service, again, a winter weather advisory begins at 10 o'clock tonight till 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Nothing really to talk about today. The next weather system, again, arrives tonight in the overnight hours. It'll be snowing when you get up tomorrow morning. Not a lot of snow, and it's not going to stick around very long. The snow level tonight is going to be about 1,000 feet. We're going to have about an inch of snow in the overnight hours. Sunrise tomorrow by about 7 a.m. It will be snowing. It should taper off right around 10 o'clock. All said and done, depending on your elevation, about 2 to 3 inches of snow on Wednesday, and a lot of it is going to melt by the end of the day because you can see we're going to get up to 38 degrees. And then how about Thursday? How about sunshine and 44? It's going to feel a lot warmer than that because we haven't seen 44 degrees, and I don't know when. I'll have to do some research and find out the last time we got to 44 degrees. I think it's been a while, but that's what we'll be on Thursday. Cloudy, overcast, and dry on Friday and Saturday. Chance of rain kicks up into high gear on Sunday and Monday, and look how warm we're going to get. We're going to go from below normal temperatures to above normal temperatures in a pretty dramatic swing. Keep in mind, our normal high this time of the year is 42 degrees, and our normal overnight low is 38. So the warming pattern is on its way, and we are going to see some snow, and it will be snowing probably by the time you and I get together tomorrow morning at this time. You don't have to wait that long for the news. It's just 2 minutes away. You're watching a Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect, no matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
The family at the Eplidolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Eplidolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Eplidolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Eplidolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
Some blue sky out there, but it's fairly cloudy. It's 28 degrees, and today is going to be just like yesterday. Quite a bit of cloud cover, no precipitation. We'll be in the upper 30s. Snow overnight tonight into the wee small hours of Wednesday morning. The snow should be tapering out by about 10 a.m., but we're going to get 2 to 3 inches of snow right here in the valley, and then a big time warm up starts on Thursday. It's about 8 minutes after the hour. More than 200 people gathered in and around Memorial Park yesterday to protest against federal workers being laid off and the series of executive orders signed by President Donald Trump, including actions led by billionaire Elon Musk. The protest was one of thousands being held nationwide on President's Day. Demonstrators held signs saying, "Save the USA, no kings, no oligarchy," and they chanted, "No justice, no peace." Protesters received encouragement, quite a bit of it, from cars driving by that were honking. We had a chance to speak to attendee Chris Gerber about his motivation to attend the rally.
A lot of things seem broken, and I know there's a lot of people with mixed feelings about what's going on in the nation right now, but you can only stare at a screen in your living room in the safety of home for so long. I don't have a lot, but I am more privileged than many, and the least that I can do is move with my feet and my voice and be present with other people who either have similar concerns or have the same ones as me. Just sticking together with my people. The reason that this country was founded in the way that it was to get away from the idea of one person or a very select few dictating everything. The whole idea of the people, for the people, by the people holds just as true today as it did back when this nation was founded, and clearly some people with deep pockets have kind of made a mess of that.
By the way, we spoke to a number of demonstrators. We'll have more on the news tonight. The 3rd annual Apple Blossom Festival Youth Parade logo contest and Grand Marshal honors are now open for you to nominate and participate in. The Youth Parade Logo Contest is open to students in kindergarten through the 8th grade in the Eastmont and Wenatchee school districts. Logos are required to be student created, original, and reflect this year's festival theme, the best time ever. Individuals nominated for Youth Parade Grand Marshal has to be somebody who has made a positive impact on local youth. Submissions and applications for both contests, you can submit them by going to the Apple Blossom Festival's website. The deadline, by the way, is March 5th. The winners of both contests will be honored at the 2025 Tennapex Youth Parade on Saturday, April 26th. Chelan County is seeking community input on its newly updated Chelan County Community Wildfire Protection Plan. A public comment period for the new plan is open now through February 28th. The plan outlines the county's vulnerabilities to wildfire hazards, and it covers various strategies to reduce the risk of wildfire. The draft plan is available on the county's website along with a community survey. It'll take about 10 minutes to complete the survey. The Board of County Commissioners is expected to adopt the final plan late next month. Well, pet owners are being warned after several cats in Oregon contracted bird flu from eating raw pet food. The Washington State Department of Agriculture has partnered with the Oregon Department of Agriculture to warn of the potential danger. Several indoor cats in Oregon were all euthanized after contracting bird flu. An investigation later confirmed that all of the cats had been eating Wild Coast LLC boneless chicken formula. Pets who have contracted the bird flu may exhibit low appetite, lethargy, blindness, seizures, and more. You can read the full article on our website and also the specific lot numbers and expiration dates of the pet foods to avoid, also available by going to NCWLIFE.com. Congresswoman Kim Schreier introduced a new bill last week that would improve public health preparedness. It's the Diagnostics Testing Preparedness Act, and it would require the Department of Health and Human Services to develop a strategic plan that would rapidly deploy diagnostic tests during public health emergencies. Schreier said in a press release the United States struggled to provide testing during the COVID-19 pandemic, which showed the need to strengthen public health preparedness. Schreier's office said HHS would periodically update the plan for rapid development, procurement, and distribution of diagnostic tests, including laboratory and at-home tests. The bill also requires a plan that promotes collaboration between government agencies and the private sector. And finally, community organizer Teresa Bendito has been a guiding force behind multiple movements in our Wenatchee Valley. She helped organize Parque Padrinos. That's the nonprofit she co-founded to help improve local parks. She's been part of Our Valley, Our Future, the Northwest Immigration Rights Project, and Rural People's Voice. And Thursday night at the Red Lion Hotel, she is going to be honored in the Community Impact Awards being put on by our sister company, the Wenatchee World.
This will continue to live on, because I think that's what is the beauty of a lot of these organizations, is that that someone can be there, have an impact, do work, and also create and open doors for others as well. What has motivated me to be so passionate about doing this work is knowing that my family, my parents came here over 30 years ago with absolutely nothing, and that they worked really, really hard in whether it's agriculture. I saw them work long hours. When my mom was able to open up a cleaning business, she worked again, really hard work, and still always seeing them, struggle to make ends meet. And they had all of these, extra struggles, extra limitations, that didn't stop them. Then I should be able to do that as well. So Rural People's Voice is a newer organization. It's a 501c4. And what we believe to the core is that what we want is an economy that works for all. So what we believe will help us get there is a couple of different things, but one of them, and it's the work that I'm specifically working on, is organizing. There's not a lot of already electoral organizing infrastructure here in North Central Washington and typically in rural communities, and that's what we're trying to build. We're trying to really bring people from across different races, classes, and just parts of walks of life to really say, these are the things that we really want and deserve for our families, that it shouldn't mean that we have to, choose between getting the food that we need or the insurance we need. We also are supporting candidates to build a government that really works for us, and we know that that will happen when we have more working class families and people in those positions, because they have skin in the game. You don't need, a big fancy title to do amazing work in this community, and that it can be anyone who's passionate enough to do that work. This work is really a reflection of our strength and perseverance and our vision for a community that we really love and want to see continue to thrive. I would really encourage more people to take their part, and volunteer or show up. That we need more people, and for folks who can, to give an opportunity to those young people who might be newer or don't have as much experience than you in those, and whether it's at work or through volunteerism. Believing in young people and giving them opportunities is so important. I know that was one of the main reasons why I'm here today, is because I was given an opportunity to be a community organizer at 19 when I was at community college, and I was also serving, to being able to have someone to trust me enough that I know my community because I was born and raised here, to be able to help bring people together. That I think there are so many more people out there that really just need that opportunity for someone to believe in them and to help guide them a little bit, so that we can continue to have more leaders in this community.
And again, the Community Impact Awards will be handed out Thursday night at the Red Lion Hotel in Wenatchee. For tickets and all the information, you can go to the Wenatchee World's website. And that's the news. At 17 minutes after the hour, more news will come your way tonight. At 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, the NCWLIFE Evening News, 5, 6, and 10 on TV. And don't forget, we'll be streaming a basketball game tonight on our Facebook page and our YouTube page. More information right on the way. Our QR code, or your QR code, or that QR code, is there for you to download our app. And if something out there makes you think that we should probably pay attention to this particular event, or if you're just curious if maybe it is newsworthy, we got experts around here, and they get paid well. Well, they get paid. Send us an email if you think it's newsworthy. news@ncwlife.com. Lots of high school basketball to talk about when we come back with sports. You're watching a Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
This March, Lake Chelan welcomes food and wine lovers to an unforgettable experience. Taste Chelan. 16 of the Valley's top wineries and restaurants create the perfect pairing of fine wines and Epicurean delights. With 4 unique winery tracks and 5 weekends to explore, every visit offers something fresh and exciting. From your first sip to the last bite, every moment is a delicious adventure, so don't wait. Tickets are selling fast. Visit tastechelan.com today.
Sports at 20 minutes after the hour. Sweden rallied. They fell behind just 35 seconds into the game, but they did come back, and they beat the United States 2-1 in the Four Nations face-off round-robin finale. That hands the title game-bound Americans their first loss of the tournament. Everybody, all four teams, won at least one game. The nightcap, of course, didn't mean anything to either the Americans or the Swedes. The U.S. had already clinched a spot in Thursday night's championship game against Canada. Canada beat Finland earlier yesterday, and Sweden needed Canada to lose to have any chance of making the final. Well, they didn't. The United States and Canada will play for the championship Thursday evening at 5 on ESPN. All right, closer to home, the Moses Lake Christian and Waterville Mansfield boys will play for the District 5 1B title Thursday night at Wenatchee High School. Both teams won in last night's semifinals. Moses Lake Christian had no problems. They routed Soap Lake 58-23, while the Shockers beat Oroville by 9. Soap Lake and Oroville will play in a loser-out game in the small gym at Wenatchee High School Thursday night at 8, while the Shockers and the Wolverines play at the same time in the main gym for a trip to state. The District 5 4A boys play-in games are tonight for Big 9 teams. The Eastmont boys are at Moses Lake, 6 o'clock. Sunnyside will host Eisenhower at the same time. The winners of tonight's games will meet Thursday night, while Davis will visit West Valley for the district championship. The pairing for the girls tournament, exactly the same as the boys tournament, just different locations. The Eastmont girls will host Moses Lake in tonight's play-in game, while Sunnyside plays at Eisenhower. West Valley will visit Davis for the championship Thursday, while the higher seed winner from tonight will host the lower seed again on Thursday. And we will be there tonight. We will be streaming the Eastmont Moses Lake girls game live on our Facebook page and our YouTube page. Grant Olson will be courtside with the play-by-play pregame at about 5:45. They'll tip it off at 6 o'clock. Again, that'll be on streamed only. All right, games that are going on tonight. The District 5 2A girls district tournament. This is double elimination. So even if you lose, you still have a shot at state. Number 4 Grandview will visit number 2 Prosser at 6 o'clock. And number 3 Sealer will take on number 1 Ellensburg, who has not lost a game so far this year. At 7 o'clock tonight in Ellensburg. In the District 5 1A girls district tournament, number 7 Cascade will be at number 4 Wapato at 6 o'clock tonight. And number 5 Chelan will be at number 2 Natchez Valley, also at 6 o'clock tonight. In the District 5 1A boys district tournament, number 6 seed Keona Benton will visit number 4 Cashmere at 6 o'clock. Same time for Chelan hosting number 5 Wapato. Again, this is a double elimination tournament, so even if you lose, you can still play your way into state if you keep winning. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 23 minutes after the hour. For your Obscura holiday today, first of all, happy Independence Day in Gambia. I wanted to wish those folks in Gambia a happy Independence Day. It's National Battery Day. I go through my fair share. It's National Pluto Day. It was on this date in 1930 that they found Pluto. They said it was a planet. Now it's not anymore. Pluto was not consulted. No, today, like a lot of days for a lot of people, is National Drink Wine Day. Most people I know don't need an excuse. It's National Drink Wine Day. How far back does wine go? It goes back to about 7,000 BC in China. That's when archaeologists discovered that early humans consumed fermented grapes for the first time, and it made them feel pretty good. About 880 BC, the Greeks began experimenting with wine manufacturing, and as a result, they began to get better and better at it. And then here come the Romans in 146 BC, roughly. Rome conquered Greece, and then they made wine their own. Wow, picture of somebody I know. Eventually making it a big part of their culture, of course. Many people associate wine with Italy and France, as well they should. The big game changer was in 380 AD when the Roman Empire adopted Catholicism. Of course, wine is a part of the Catholic sacrament, so it was necessary to spread the cultivation of grapevines and the production of wine. Oh, for crying out loud, use the glass, people. Yeah, I mean, believe it or not, that was a huge game changer. If you're going to spread Catholicism to Europe, you got to bring wine with you. By the Middle Ages, wine was pretty much everywhere. There are, I don't know how many different varieties of wines, about 10,000 they think. People drank wine back in the day instead of water because wine, at least probably, wasn't going to kill you. Water, of course, was water. It wasn't necessarily clean all the time. But wine in barrels or bottles will ferment, and that would kill the germs, so people would drink wine. Kids, too. Grapes, by the way, are the most planted fruit in the world. The idea of the host taking the first sip of wine goes back to ancient Greece. The idea was to assure that the people eating dinner with you and drinking wine with you, that the wine wasn't poisoned. Thus we say, drink to one's health. The top producers of wine: number 1, France; number 2, Spain; number 3, Italy; and believe it or not, number 4, California, all by itself. If California was a country, it would still be the 4th biggest wine producer in the world. By the way, China is in 5th place. So National Drink Wine Today. I'm not much of an audiophile. A good glass of wine with a good meal is always good, but I don't know. Not my thing. But what do I know? It is 26 minutes after the hour today in history. There she is. That is Elm Farm Ollie. 95 years ago today, February 18th, 1930, it was a 72-mile flight from Bismarck, Missouri to St. Louis, Missouri. And during that flight, that cow became the first cow to not only fly in an airplane, but also became the first cow to be milked in an aircraft. While they were in flight, they milked Elm Farm Ollie. Obviously, one of the great days in the history of the development of the aviation industry, when they could put a cow in an airplane and milk it while it was in flight. Yeah, pretty slow day in history. Except this date. I remember this, 42 years ago today, February 18th, 1983. Still, to this day, it remains the deadliest mass murder in this state's history. 14 people are shot, 13 people died in the Wah-Mee massacre in Chinatown in Seattle. It was a robbery-motivated crime. It is said to be, believed to be, the largest robbery-motivated mass murder in U.S. history. All 14 people who were shot were supposed to be killed because all 14 people who were shot would be able to recognize the 2 men who did it. But one person lived. That person survived and was able to identify the perpetrators. The Wah-Mee massacre in Seattle 42 years ago today. I remember that very well. 2 significant dates in NASCAR history, both involving the Daytona 500. 46 years ago today, February 18th, 1979. Most people still consider this the most important race in the history of NASCAR. It was the first 500-mile race of any kind, even the Indy 500, to be televised live, coast to coast, in its entirety. Richard Petty wins the 1979 Daytona 500 for the 6th time, because in the final lap, Donnie Allison and Cale Yarborough, who were leading 1 and 2, nubbed each other, crashed on the backstretch of the final lap, and Richard Petty, who was half a lap down, cruises to his 6th Daytona 500 in the backstretch. After the race was over, Donnie Allison and Cale Yarborough got into it. Donnie Allison's brother, Bobby Allison, pulls his car over and he gets into it. So the Allison brothers and Cale Yarborough slugged it out big time on national television. And NASCAR, in a sense, was born, in the modern sense, on this date 46 years ago today. And on an entirely different note, this is the 24th anniversary of the 2001 Daytona 500. The most popular driver in NASCAR, Dale Earnhardt, is killed instantly when his number 3 car crashes on the last turn of the last lap of the Daytona 500. It led to many, many safety improvements. In fact, Dale Earnhardt remains the last driver to be killed in a NASCAR sanctioned event. And it was 24 years ago today. I remember it well. It's the bottom of the hour. Birthdays. 2 heavenly birthdays. He was born 100 years ago today. And I think between 1965 and 1990, he was in just about every movie ever made. George Kennedy, he won the Oscar, by the way, as the inmate in Cool Hand Luke. He was really good at that. He started out as the bad guy and ended up as the good guy, but that's it for the spoiler alert there. Airport, all the airport movies, The Sons of Katie Elder, Flight of the Phoenix, The Dirty Dozen, he was in that, remember? Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, Earthquake, The Iger Sanction, and the Naked Gun series of comedy films. The legendary George Kennedy would have been 100 years old today. Toni Morrison, the Nobel Prize laureate, novelist, editor, Presidential Medal of Freedom. Her book, Beloved, is still considered one of the finest books ever written. Well, it won the Pulitzer Prize, that helps. Toni Morrison, born in the state in 1931, and it is a very, very good book. And Yoko Ono is 92 years old today. And no, she did not break up the Beatles. They were on that path before Yoko came into the fold. She is 92 years old today. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Their Cash for Clunkers program is up and running, just like they did with the cars. Remember Cash for Clunkers for cars? Now they have Cash for Clunkers for your HVAC. If you have a really old HVAC system, or maybe it just isn't working the way it should be, today's HVAC systems are phenomenal. Computer controlled, it's just insane what they've been able to do with today's heating and air conditioning systems. Don't believe me? Talk to the experts. Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Mike McNally's got an opinion coming up, and then it's Tuesday. Hockey Talk with Austin Drade of the Wenatchee Wild. When we come back, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of Apple Valley Honda. The Special Olympics Washington Winter Games returns to the Wenatchee Valley for the 35th year, the weekend of February 28th. 900 volunteers are needed to assist more than 1,200 participants and coaches throughout its 3-day run. From assisting on the slopes of Mission Ridge to keeping score at basketball games, no special skill is required. To volunteer, please visit the website on the screen.
Make your home your winter escape with Boswell's. Right now, save 10% on all qualifying recliners and ottomans, sofas, and home office chairs. Or save $400 on any motorized stressless power recliner. Plus, save $200 on 4 stressless dining chairs designed to follow your body's every movement. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Your piece of land demands the very best equipment. Kubota equipment. The #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. With professional grade mowers, versatile sidekick utility vehicles, and compact tractors that get it done right. All backed by unmatched dealer support. Talk to your dealer today to schedule a demo.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I'm in the grocery store one Saturday morning, and I need to use a regular check stand, not the self-check thing. Now, guess what? There's no check stand open. Does this business not realize that the check stands are where their money comes in, and taking my money for their stuff is what they're in business for, isn't it? Well, isn't that the point of their business, for them to offer me stuff that I'm willing to give them money for? You know, I know there's issues with getting enough employees, but there are people who work in these local businesses who've told me that they need more hours, but they and other employees' hours are being cut and they can't get enough. Now, I got no problem with a business working to improve their bottom line, but is it getting to the point that some businesses seem to have forgotten that they are dependent on customers like me, customers who have other options? And if it gets to the point where a business priorities tip the scales to where they think they're doing me a favor to take my money, well, there's little question as to why some businesses go belly up. This is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and that's my opinion.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
Bob's Classic Restaurant and Distillery, established in 1987, where we concentrate on what we do best, creating excellent food, exciting drinks, great customer service, and an imaginative atmosphere to craft an excellent dining experience for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Shareable or not, that's up to you. Bob's Classic dishes are handcrafted and full of flavor. Enjoy the experience at Bob's Classic with your family and friends today.
Remember when you could afford to have fun on two wheels without breaking the bank? Maybe you started on a Honda Z50 or a Trail 70 or one of the most popular Hondas of all time, the Trail 90. Well, Honda and Doghouse Motorsports are making fun affordable again. Introducing the Honda Monkey, the Dax, and the new updated Trail 125, all featuring fuel-injected four-stroke engines with electric start. The best part of all, they are affordably priced under $5,000. Whether you're just getting started or you want to get back at it, Doghouse Motorsports has you covered.
Every Tuesday, with the permission of the necessary authorities, Austin Grade comes by to visit us live right here from Studio C here in downtown Wenatchee to talk about Wenatchee Wild hockey. 54 games in, 14 games remaining, and as of this Tuesday morning, we are on the outside of the playoff picture looking in, and for good reason. We've hit a real tough stretch, Austin. We need to face some pretty uncomfortable facts. We're hurting right now, bud.
It's crunch time for these guys right now. Just being able to hang on to a lead in the third period and pick up those 2 points. That's been a big thing for us here lately. We've gotten close. We've gotten some points out of the recent games, but we haven't gotten the two that we're looking for of late.
Our problem on the road trip up in Canada when we took on the Eastern Conference on that long, long road trip that I'm sure you have fond memories of, was that we couldn't score. And then Friday night, we scored 5 goals. But again, as you mentioned, against the Winterhawks, we just couldn't hold the lead.
Yeah, I like the response from the guys when we would give up a goal. We gave up. We scored the first couple goals, got one of them on the penalty kill. Just Ty Spencer just took the puck and decided to run off with it and deposited it. But every time they would score, we'd come back with a response. We'd build that lead back to a couple of goals. I really like the way the guys responded in those moments on Friday night. But we did it a few too many times, I think, and we never got that goal at the end that we really needed.
Big crowd, enthusiastic crowd that went home. They got extra hockey. They got free hockey because they went to overtime. We have highlights of the Winterhawks and the Wenatchee Wild from Friday night at a big crowd at the Town Toyota Center. Austin, I'm going to ask you again, as usual, to use the monitor here in Studio D. For you folks at home, please use your televisions. Here's that Friday night. Austin, it's all yours, bud.
Well, the Wild scored first couple by running away with it. Lucas Sherbina, I'll take that. Thank you. Fires at home and hits the back post just inside to make it a 1-0 hockey game. A rush down the right wing, gets to the top of the face-off circle and doinks it just inside the post. Thing you love about hockey, it's coming right into your living room as fast as it can. Ty Spencer, as fast as he can, gets to the net on the penalty kill. Dawson Seitz in the box and Ty Spencer in the net with the backhand throw to make this one a 2-0 hockey game. Wenatchee scoring 3 of their first 4 goals right out of media timeouts. Shot from the blue line, though, on that same power play, and a redirect at the net. Kyle Chazowski makes it a 2-1 game. Wenatchee with the response, and it's the defensemen who get it done this time. Radoslav Dimitrov playing forward on this night, sends it across. Reed Andreessen playing goal scorer on this night with a shot from the left wing circle, and this is a 3-1 hockey game at the break. Little push across, probably trying to get that one to the slot. Doesn't matter though, Wild take advantage of it. 3-1 game, but again, a joust right in front early in the second period, and the Winterhawks for the second time drop it back to a 1-goal margin. But the Wild would respond. Chance from the right point, nothing there. Wenatchee cleaning it up right on the doorstep. This one a 4-on-4 as Wenatchee makes it a 4-2 game. But Portland would respond once more. 4-3 score after this one in front of the net. They poke it home and make it a 1-goal game. Would it be a 1-goal game going to the second intermission? I think not. 2-on-2 headed the other way until Reed Andreessen makes it 3-on-2. Miles Cooper, boom. Even with the goaltender Andrei Stebatek kicking up on the posts, you just gave him extra target. And it's a 5-3 game going to the break. Would have hit the back of the net even without the post just a little bit higher. Portland gets the score just a little bit higher as they send it across to the left point. Tyson Jugnoff gets a tip, and this time it's Carson Dick.
Was that tipped?
That was tipped.
Okay.
Carson Dick with a redirect from the left circle.
You normally don't see tips from 20 feet out. Usually they're right in front of the goal.
You usually don't, but Portland was hitting their marks on this night. They'll hit this mark as well with about 6:45 to go. And a chance from the back door, a rebound, and they put this one away to tie the game at 5. This one was an odd one, a shot off the top of the glass. Wild thought it hit the net, but it did not. It came back out. Josh Zakreski from the right circle throws it home off the extra pass, and Portland heads on to Seattle with a 6-5 victory. Long review after that goal, trying to determine whether the puck did hit the net on the way through. The angle that I saw after the fact, the puck looked like it went higher than the glass, but from where the camera was, it's hard to tell. And of course, when you have to be certain to overturn the call, black puck, black netting,
yeah,
that's a hard one to do.
It is a hard one to do, and that's reflective of some of the improvements that the Wenatchee Wild made to the Talent Toyota Center, because those cameras weren't available, weren't even there when we were part of the British Columbia Hockey League. Now it's a league mandated. You have to have those cameras where they are, and they serve their purpose.
Yeah, the league mandate, we have to have 2 up top, and then the 2 over the nets just for goal review. Sometimes teams like us, though, use those goals in game action and replays as well. And then you have at least 1 camera somewhere else. We've got a couple that are right down on the ice. We've got the one that's up in the corner booth there. So we've got other options to work with as far as camera placement is concerned. But yeah, that when you've got a black puck and a black net, which you've got to be sure before you overturn it. They made the call on the ice, and from I actually ran into the video goal judge from the night before at the game on Sunday night, and was chatting with him about that, and he said the officials on the ice, they were pretty certain of the call that they made, and for good reason.
And they're good officials too, and they're good skaters too. If you ever notice that, the officials on the ice, I mean, they're good.
They really are. I'm a fairly good skater forward. These guys can beat me in a race going backward. Yeah. And pretty much all the guys on the ice, when you get to this level, they can skate forward, backward, inside out. They don't get to this level without it.
And I'm exceptionally good at falling down. That was Friday. Saturday, nobody scored until the third period, and then once that ice was broken, it was all Thunderbirds. We looked a little tired in the third period. All those overtime games, we played 3 overtime games in a row. Even if it's only 3-on-3 and they don't last very long, it's still taxing, whichever line change you're there. And I think that showed on Saturday night with a 4-0 loss to the Thunderbirds. Once again, Austin, please use the monitor here in Studio 9. You folks at home, please use your TVs. Here we go, Saturday night.
Starting things off with a 4-on-4, Seattle and Wenatchee. This one not until the third period. Wild with a 21-13 shots on goal advantage in the first 2, but Seattle, 4.5 minutes into the third period, sweeps one home. A chance from the goal line, but right there out front, they've got someone there to put it away. And this one is a 1-0 game. Sawyer Mays with a goal just 4.5 minutes into the period. 48 seconds later, chance from the left wing. This one sneaks by Nathan Sherman. Sneaks one around that right shoulder and makes it a 2-0 game. Brendan G looking to the sky saying, I wanted that one. This one, a hard one to get. Right down the left wing, Matej Pekash from below the face-off circle. That one, a radar-guided missile just inside the post and just inside the crossbar to make it a 3-0 game. Minute 40 to go. Wenatchee scrapping for a goal to get on the board and get some momentum, but it's a steal, it's a throw, it's a Braden Holberton goal into the empty net for a 4-0 victory for the Seattle Thunderbirds. Take a look at this one. A bounce off a Coster Dunn and a throw to the scoreboard to finish off the night for Seattle. It's a Thunderbirds team that you have to put away early. It's a team that has scored fewer goals in the first period than any other team in the Western Hockey League, but they get stronger as the game goes along. You need those shots, you need those opportunities to go early in the game and put them away. But if you let them hang around, they're a team that wins a lot of close ones, and they won what turned out to be a whole lot closer game on Sunday than a 4-0 score might tell you.
And it should be pointed out that we offensively we didn't show up in the third period. I think, how many shots on goal did we have against Seattle in the third period? It wasn't very many, was it?
Not many. I think it was about 5 or 6.
Yeah, you got to do more than that. And of course, Seattle is one of the teams that we're chasing to make the playoffs out of the West. Should be pointed out that the Thunderbirds did lose yesterday. They had 10 games on the Western Hockey League schedule because it was not only President's Day here in America, but it was what in Canada?
Family Day.
Family Day in Canada. So they had some day games, a lot of day games in Canada. Seattle lost yesterday. We like that, but these are how we are by the numbers right now. The Wenatchee Wild is 18, 29, 6-1, 43 points. That's 10th in the Western Conference. We're 1 point behind Kamloops and 4 points behind Seattle. We got some work to do, and it starts on Friday.
The good news is that that game at hand that Seattle had on us coming out of the game on Saturday, or coming out of the game on Sunday night, they made that one up yesterday. So we're all even on games. Everything's going to be pretty even the rest of the way. A lot of 3-game weeks across the league the rest of the way, but there's no doubt this is crunch time for this group. 4 points back, and we can pick up 2 of those right away head-to-head on Friday. More than doable for these guys. It's the work starts right now, and Friday's game is a huge one for this group.
Let's preview this weekend. First of all, in the East, Medicine Hat has clinched a playoff spot. The East is a bizarre conference. They're all jammed in there together. They're all beating the heck out of each other. Not so much in the West. Everett is in, Victoria is in, Spokane is in. Prince George, Portland, Tri-City, and Vancouver are all but in. I mean, unless they all collapse, there's no way they're not going to make the playoffs. It's just a matter of where they fall in line. So that's essentially, in the West, 7 teams that are going to go to the playoffs, and there's only 8 slots available. So we need to catch up to Seattle. We need to catch up to Kamloops, for that matter.
Yep, Kamloops 1 point ahead of us, so that's a spot that could trade places half a dozen times before the season comes to an end. A win for us, a loss for Kamloops, or vice versa the next night. You're talking about trading that spot a couple different times. But the chase right now isn't for 9th. The chase right now is for 8th, and this group knows what's at stake going into the final 5 weeks.
Seattle will be in town on Friday. It's Revenge Night. I don't care what the promotion is. It's Revenge Night. It's what it is on Friday at the Town Toyota Center. We're on the road to the Rose City to take on Portland on Saturday. That's Revenge Night road version. So we're playing the same 2 teams we played over the weekend, Portland and Seattle. Seattle at home, at Portland on Saturday. Basically, our season rides this weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have 3 games in a row. At Seattle in town, at Portland, and then Vancouver in town on Sunday. We got to take at least 2 of 3 solid wins, preferably 3 of 3, to give ourselves a legitimate chance, because we're running out of games.
It's the playoff picture will be told a lot by what happens over this weekend. There's no doubt. The games against Portland, the games against Vancouver, those are big win games for the Wild. Even if they go to overtime, a 3-point game is a 3-point game. The chase is right now is not against Portland. The chase right now is not against Vancouver. If they take it to overtime and we still get the win, so be it. But the game against Seattle, that cannot be a 3-point game. The Wild need to get that one coming up on Friday night.
Is there? You spend time with the team. You're there. What's the sense of urgency for the team right now, especially after the loss on to Seattle over the weekend? How are we doing?
This group knows what's at stake right now, and I think there's a little bit of a struggle right now, just trying to get the I don't want to say get the confidence back, but this group knows that it's been a tough road here the last few weeks, getting the lead, holding the lead in the third period, and I think a win would be a good confidence builder for these guys, just to remind them that, hey, you're in the playoff race, you're right there, and this is a group that can win it. We talk about the games against Everett before the road trip. This was a group that, even after some big trades at the deadline, went out and beat the top team in the Western Hockey League a few weeks ago. This is a group that can win any game on its schedule, but I think being able to have that confidence, hold that lead at the end of the game, get the lead early and hang on to it, get out of the building with those 2 points, I think that's a big confidence builder for this group right now, and a win on Friday would go a long way toward that, never mind the standings.
You're as knowledgeable as anybody about the Western Hockey League. Yes, Everett was the first team to clinch a playoff spot. Yes, they have the best record in the entire league, regardless of conference. But who do you think is actually the best team? Who do you think, as we head into the playoff push, who do you think is actually the best team? Not necessarily the best record, but the best team.
Yeah, I've been impressed by what Spokane has been able to do, certainly with the extra manpower that they put on that front line. You got the leading goal scorer in the league in Shea Van Olm. You've got Andrew Crystal and why am I blanking on
because it's early on a Tuesday morning.
Yeah, it's early on a Tuesday morning. But you've got 2 first and second round NHL draft picks, and you got the top goal scorer in the league on that first line. You got plenty of depth behind them, and you got a goaltender in Dawson Cowan, who is one of the top goaltenders in the league and will probably be playing this sport for quite some time after he leaves the WHL. And then you got Medicine Hat on the other side that has really built for the postseason run. Of course, they've got Gavin McKenna, who's likely the #1 pick in the 2026 NHL draft, to go along with the firepower that he's already got and that they've added at the trade deadline. So Everett has got an outstanding team. They are the #1 team in the Western Hockey League right now for the moment. But I think Spokane and Medicine Hat, they're going to make a push. Will they be able to get through in the playoffs and force that to be the final series? We got a couple months to find out, but I think they're certainly making a move toward the top of the league right now.
Where do we get Sean Rios back? Do we get him back Sunday? He still has 2 more games to go.
He's got one more game. He's got Saturday, so we'll get him back on Saturday. We won't have him for that critical game on Friday, but if we can get on the road, get that win on Saturday in a place that's a tough place to win a hockey game, down in the Glass Palace in Portland, and then pick up a win against a Vancouver team that has been tough to take, but we've been able to get them at home over the last couple of years. I think we will welcome Sean back, and I think we'll be happy to have his contributions back on the ice, and I think they're going to pay big dividends for us.
Promotions this weekend. Again, the home games is Seattle on Friday and Vancouver on Sunday, with a road trip in Portland sandwiched in between on Saturday. What's the promotions this weekend?
So the promotions this weekend, we've got Night at the Wild with Wenatchee Valley College coming up on Friday night. You'll get to meet all the students and programs and athletic teams, and they'll all be out there for the college coming up on Friday night. Got a couple of kids in free games thanks to Alpine Air and CED on Friday and Sunday. And Friday night we're looking for a good crowd against a tough team in a game that we need to win.
Final question for Austin Driley before we cut him loose. The Four Nations face-off has been fascinating. Saturday's game between Canada and the United States was unbelievably entertaining. Not even minding the 3 fights that they had to start the game. It was just incredibly good hockey. Canada, United States, Thursday night for the Four Nations Cup Championship on ESPN, 5 o'clock. Austin Driley, who do you like?
I like the U.S. in that one. They played extremely well. I know they had a rough night last night, but they played extremely well against Canada. The teams played like like it's a gold medal game. They played like they played with a little bit of hatred for each other, I think, even after the first 9 seconds of the game. But all clean, all good hitting, all tough checking, tight checking in that game. And I think the U.S. was able to figure out Jordan Binnington a bit in that game on Saturday night. So I think they've got a real shot to bring it home on Thursday night. I'm certainly rooting for the Stars and Stripes, but Canada's going to give them a good test.
Again, home games Friday against Seattle and Vancouver. They'll be in Portland on Saturday. You can listen to all the action with Austin Drawdy, the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network. Tickets at WenatcheeWild.com, WenatcheeWild.com. If we're going to make a run to the playoffs, this is it. 14 games remaining. It starts Friday night, and we need a big crowd at the Town Toyota Center to show the Thunderbirds we ain't dead yet. Austin, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Your weather forecast is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
Wenatchee Valley, we have a few more weeks of winter, and Collins Fashions has great savings on winter coats, vests, sweaters, boots, hats, and scarves, all at 50% off. Wear them now and be prepared for next fall. New spring merchandise arriving daily from Charlie B, Tribal, David Klein, Nick and Zoe cut jeans, to name a few. Brighton spring handbags and jewelry collections are making their debut. So much to see and love. Collins Fashions has excellent service and a selection for your shopping needs in downtown Wenatchee.
Here at the NCWLIFE channel, we love to talk about the weather because there's nothing we can do about it. Winter weather advisory begins for the Wenatchee Valley 10 o'clock tonight, goes until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. We're going to get a couple of inches of snow. This is what's left over from the most recent system that visited us a couple of days ago. It's still lingering around in the Idaho Panhandle and far western Montana. Taking Stevens Pass, you can get a couple of inches of snow, but they have snow plows. They know what they're doing. So there's still some additional snowfall till about 10 a.m. today, and then big time changes are on our way. An updated slide from yesterday. It's going to look familiar to the one I showed you yesterday. It's actually been updated. As you can see, starting next week, it actually starts in earnest really on Saturday and Sunday, and I talked to Ernest. He's well aware of what's going to be happening here. We're going to have a big time warm up, significant snow melt, rain instead of snow. It's been a very cold February. We've gone 15 consecutive days now with our high temperature not getting to the normal mark. Well, that is going to change starting really on Thursday. For today, pretty much like it was yesterday. Lots of clouds, high of 38. Snow, basically the timeline for snow is going to be about 4 a.m. to about 9 a.m. with a little bit of snow before and a little bit of snow afterwards. When it's all said and done, 2 to 3 inches of snow by about noon on Wednesday. Then it begins to melt. 44. With sunshine for the most part on Thursday, lower 40s Friday and Saturday, rain and pushing 50 by the time we get to the weekend. We earn our springs around here, and it's right around the corner. All right, folks, have a good Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.